AI and COVID. How has AI contributed during this year to managing, predicting, getting us out of the pandemic?
So there have been actually a lot of AI applications that maybe happened behind the scenes and people didn't even realize that. Um, the first example of AI and COVID, it's what the Canadian company Bluedot did in December 2019. So this company was able to look at social media data, Google data, so the queries that people were doing on the internet, even traffic data and air traffic data, so people that were flying from one city to another. And they used this to predict the coronavirus outbreak. So they were able to raise the alarm if I remember well, a few weeks before the World Health Organization did. And they used AI to make sense of all this data. This was actually something that Google had pioneered a while ago. Google has, data from everyone who's searching for basically anything. And they were able to understand when a flu outbreak was going to happen in a city because people were starting to Google symptoms, right? So AI can be used to predict when an outbreak is about to start. It has been used in this case, but what's really interesting to me is that the alarm that was raised by Bluedot was not taken that seriously by the World Health Organization. It seems like people didn't yet see the value of AI in taking care of these kind of issues. Then once that happened, the way the AI has been used from that moment on is definitely to analyze data and definitely to try to find patterns and try to predict what's happening in the world, but also some other much simpler applications. For instance, computer vision to detect people that are not wearing a face mask. There have been these kind of applications that have been used, so you can see if someone is not wearing a face mask, if maybe this person has temperature, using some infrared cameras, and try to track where these people are going, so where new outbreaks can start. This is what has been done today, at least that I'm aware of. I'm sure that there's a ton of stuff that I'm not aware of yet. Let's talk also a little bit about what can happen in the future, because there are companies that are using AI to do drug discovery. So using artificial intelligence algorithms to design new drugs. So hopefully in the next maybe 10, 20, or 30 years, we're going to have new algorithms that are going to shrink the time needed to develop a vaccine. This is not ready for prime time yet, meaning that some companies are researching this, but it's just not at a point where we can use it. So probably AI is going to help with the vaccine for the next pandemic, not for COVID-19. I guess for the vaccine, in this case, we need to use the traditional methods, let's say. But I'm very excited about what's going to happen in the future. I think personalized medicine is a huge field for artificial intelligence, drug discovery as well. And this is where probably AI is going to play a massive role if we're going to have a next pandemic.
Thank you, Gianluca. Your book is Zero to AI, a non-technical, hype-free guide to prospering in the AI era, published by Manning Publications and co-authored with Nicolò Valigi. Thank you so much for being with me today.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.